Scrappers, Moose here, making videos again, having fun with that. So today we're going to be scrapping office phones, telecom equipment. Now, normally I would say don't scrap it, sell it, unless it's broken. I picked up some of these things, and you guys can check out my eBay sales, Maineauctioneer. It's all one word, by the way. I just sold one of these things for like 35 bucks. I mean, it's a heck of a lot more than what you're going to get for scrap. So, but just in case you have some that don't work or water damaged or whatever, and you want to scrap them, this is what you're going to find inside. Alright, so I've already got the back taken off of this thing. There's going to be a little bit of wire from the 9-volt battery, wire from the handset. The handset itself, you're going to have a couple of speakers in there with a small magnet on one of them, and possibly on the other one, depending on what type of mic it is. And usually these things have a chunk of metal inside them to help give it weight. So when you set it on the phone, it actually presses that button to end the call. I've seen some of these where that piece of metal in there is actually lead, which is worth way more than steel, but usually it's steel. So if you want to crack that open and see what that is, go right ahead. Now we have on the rest of here, I'm going to have a little speaker here which you can carefully remove and sell them on eBay in bulk. People buy them for all sorts of different things. Now we've got snip this wire here. So in here we've got a few different things. We've got a whole bunch of integrated circuits, a bunch of ICs here. This one, I can actually see the gold bonding wires all along the edge, which is really, really pretty. Probably can't. Yeah, no, my camera won't show it. So yeah, definitely pull those off and save those for gold recovery. You have all of these monolithic ceramic capacitors here, those little rectangular shaped things with the silver ends. Those have 3%, roughly 3% palladium. So for every 100 grams you have of those, you're supposed to have about 3 grams of palladium, which is a really good recovery rate. You have the crystal oscillator. This is another type of crystal oscillator. I showed another one in a previous video about motherboards. We've got this little box here that has female receptors. That's all gold plated in there. We have the phone jacks. These are going to be gold plated as well. The older ones have the wires like that are really, there's a lot of gold on these, so you want to make sure you keep those separate. Yeah, let's see. That's pretty much it for this board right here. There's a few other random aluminum capacitors that if you want to stick those aside. This little thing right here, it's like a little inducer or something. It's got copper on it. And then there's the screen, which on the back has gold plating connecting it. Alright, so we get that off there. Now these little screens, I was asked by one of my viewers to save them because they may contain something called indium, which is a very expensive metal, and these things are pretty easy to come by. And I imagine, I haven't tried it yet, but I imagine if they do contain indium, and because it's an expensive metal, it should be pretty easy to sell these in bulk on eBay. So I'm going to save a whole bunch of them together and see what I can get for them, and let you guys know in a future episode. Alright, so now we go to the base part of the phone. A little piece of steel there. Get the speaker out. Alright, so what do we have here? We have another little chunk of iron, a couple ounces there, and a silver Mylar. Now some of these will have silver Mylar, some of them will actually have, the back of the circuit board will have little gold circles where the buttons are, kind of like a cell phone. And the only way to find out is to take it apart. So these, you can put these together. They're usually in like two stuck together. This one is, I just can't quite find the other piece. So put these aside. You can either process these with nitric acid if you're brave enough to do that, or put them together and sell them on eBay. So that's pretty much it for an office phone. Recyclable plastic. Alright, so that's it for an office phone. Remember, you're definitely going to make more money on the phone selling it on eBay. I had one that was just like this, except I knew that one worked, this one didn't work. But I just sold for $35. You don't believe me? Maineauctioneer, that's my eBay name, I guess. You can check it out yourself. I just sold it today, actually. And make sure that you find out what the value is of what you have before you scrap it. You're always going to make more money if it works, or selling it for parts. Just this weekend, my first scrap pickup since I took the walking cast off my leg off was last Friday. I picked up, some guy had the back of his car full of junk, and you want to be on YouTube?
What?
You want to be on YouTube?
No.
My wife doesn't want to be on YouTube. So, so I picked up a carload of, it was actually someone's trunk load of just junk electronics that he had last Friday, and since then I've sold one of the phones on eBay for $35. I sold, he had a cable modem that I sold for $20, and I have a bunch of other power adapters and things like that that I have listed now for $10 each, and they should sell. They've already got plenty of views, so keep that in mind. Comment, like, subscribe. See you later.